A month after Johnny Depp won his multi-million-dollar defamation trial against Amber Heard, the ex-Pirates of the Caribbean star now officially faces the first attempt to smack down his legal victory with a harsh 1-2 punch, thanks to Amber's lawyer, Elaine. For all the reasons set forth above, and for the reasons set forth on the record during the hearings and at trial, Ms. Heard respectfully requests this court to set aside the jury verdict in favor of Mr. Depp and against Ms. Heard in its entirety, dismiss the complaint, or in the alternative, order a new trial, says a not expected memorandum filed on July 1st in Virginia Circuit Court by the Aquaman star's attorneys. So who is this mysterious jury wreaking havoc in Depp's camp? And will Amber succeed this time around? Let's find out. For the longest time, Amber Heard has long alleged that she suffered violent domestic abuse from Depp. She told a UK court in 2020 and the US trial this year that she had also been repeatedly sexually abused by the Pirate star. Almost from the moment the over $10 million verdict came down overwhelmingly for an absent Depp in Judge Penny Askered's Fairfax courtroom, Amber's Elaine led defense, and the $100 million countersuit team made it crystal clear that they were going to appeal. A requirement by Judge Penny during the final judgment hearing that Amber has put up an $8.3 million bond to kick off any appeal only merely seems to close off one point of entry for now as another opened up. Elaine is leading the charge to see the verdict overturned thanks to one mysterious judge only identified as Juror 15. Ms. Heard further requests this court to investigate potential improper jury service and take appropriate action warranted by the results of the investigation, a 53-page memo declares. In a case full of pretzel twists ever since Depp first sued his ex-wife and Rum Diary co-star for $50 million in early 2019 over a late 2018 Washington Post op-ed with her byline on it, this move against the integrity of the court itself via juror number 15 is a newfound high-risk strategy. The information on the jury panel list appears to be inconsistent with the identity and demographics of one of the jurors, exclaims Elaine signed memo. Juror number 15 was apparently born in 1970, not 1945, as reported to and relied upon by the parties, including Ms. Heard, in selecting a jury panel. The document goes on to say, given the requirements for verification of each juror, it appears the identity of the juror was not verified. It adds damningly of the Old Dominion Court. It is unclear if juror number 15 was in fact ever summoned for jury duty or qualified to serve on the panel. This warrants an investigation by this court to determine if the juror was in fact summoned and whether the due process rights of the parties were bypassed. Depending upon the results of the investigation, this may justify setting aside the verdict in its entirety and setting this matter for a new trial. After an explicit 6-week trial, the 7-person jury handed Depp $10 million in compensatory damages and $5 million in punitive damages, the last of which was cut down to $350,000 due to the ceiling under Virginia law. Echoing statements made by Amber and her attorneys since the trial concluded, the newish July 1st memo says that the verdict is excessive as a matter of law in light of the evidence and should be set aside. The memo continues in part, further evidencing the confusion resulting from Mr. Depp's efforts to relitigate the 2016 domestic relations matter without the truth of the UK judgment. The jury's dueling verdicts are inconsistent and irreconcilable, the memo goes on to say, putting emphasis on both the volatile couple's temporary restraining order and punctuated divorce process. It also grinds in some salt by spotlighting Depp's loss on the other side of the Atlantic in late 2020 and his libel suit against Rupert Murdoch's The Sun tabloid for calling him a wife-beater. The finding of defamation against Ms. Heard with a $2 million award is inconsistent with the finding of defamation against Mr. Depp with a $15 million award. The paperwork notes what many saw as a head-scratcher of a decision off Amber's 2020 countersuit. Though the mainly ACLU written op-ed in the Jeff Bezos-owned Washington Post never actually mentioned Depp by name, the litigious actor claimed it devastated his already waning career. In court filings and on the stand, Depp claimed that he was in fact the one who was abused in the relationship. Rarely mentioning the First Amendment law until closing arguments, Amber's team is now focusing on the scope and depth necessary to reach a defamation claim, as Depp has done so far. A standard they say the past Oscar nominee and his Brown Rudnick LLP crew did not meet all the requirements to prove Amber was guilty. Depp's representatives, the Ben Chu and Camille Vasquez-led legal team, have responded to the new Amber motion and the accompanying memo. On the other hand, the Hollywood Vampires guitarist Depp himself, having turned up on stage a few times with Jeff Beck in the UK last month, during and after the jury's deliberations, has avoided social media the past few days, displaying a little less swagger than he had online in the hours and day immediately following the defamation case verdict. Depp hasn't issued any direct response to the new filing yet. Do you think Juror 15 drama will form grounds strong enough for the verdict to be overturned? Let us know in the comments below. In our upcoming videos, we'll be bringing you more of such amazing content, so be sure to subscribe to our channel so that you don't get to miss any of them.